Welcome, crypto media friends. We are back and we are doing a little dancing with our correspondent. That is our new correspondent, Minty Fresh Vibes in the metaverse. And so, in the metaverse, you have me. In the metaverse, there's me. And in the metaverse, we're bringing on a correspondent. We're bringing a lot of people here on the team. Some amazing announcements going on. Here on the channel. Welcome, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you are not currently high and making good choices in life and not doing what your sister is doing right now, which is, I think it's called having a hot girl summer. And so if you're here, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Appreciate you. Let's check in with Minty Fresh to give him a talk to. Hey, Minty Fresh, what is it that we can expect from you in the upcoming, I'd say, couple of days or so? I think, we kind of want to get to know you and what you think. Well, let me just say that did not work at all. But I am looking to be the new correspondent here in the metaverse for you. I'm going to be showing you guys around back here. There's going to be like more metaverse stuff. Currently, there's no metaverse. I mean, this is kind of the metaverse, right? We're just communicating. We're part of, we're part of something pretty cool here. And I think that, having me in the metaverse is going to help us expand our view across the region. So I'm really looking forward to providing you guys some insight here in the metaverse. I'll see you soon. Well, that was exciting. I don't know about you guys, but that was really exciting to have somebody in the metaverse as a correspondent for us. Is going to be exciting. Today we're going to talk about the Tiffany and Company. I know you're already like logging out. You're like, oh God, Tiffany and Company. But I want to examine this for a reason. I do this stuff, and I bring up this stuff not to even be shilly or to be like, oh God, I'm really topical. I'm talking about Tiffany. We talk about Tiffany. We talk about Louis Vuitton. We talk about all the great brands that are entering the space. Tiffany and Company is one of them, yes, but they're doing it in a very, very unique way that deserves a little more attention. And Alexandre Arnault is, I want to say creative director, but he's not. He's just like, he's kind of leading this marketing push, and is doing an incredible job, and came up with some innovations here that I want to cover. So let's take a look at their intro video, if it'll play back. NFT supply of 250, 30 ETH. Yes, that is roughly $50,000. This is a very specific market that they're going after, and let's talk about it. I think there's the idea that Tiffany and Company is in this space is a good one. The craftsmanship of great quality of design, and it's crazy expensive. But is this just a regular Web 2, Web 1 sort of collab of like, oh hey, Tiffany and Company went to Yuga Labs, or they went through Gyosiri. It just seems like Gyosiri is like, this touchstone of everything. And when they call up Gyosiri and like, hey, let's make these really cool pendants and let's charge a lot of money for them. And probably that's what happened, maybe, but like I think it becomes a bit more sophisticated because when you have somebody, no ageism involved, but I think it's astonishing that Alexandre Arnault is 29 years old, and he has been brought over from Rimowa, which is the high-class luggage that you've seen in the airport. It's a great brand, but to move from Rimowa to Tiffany Company, I think is phenomenal, and it says something about the motivation in this person and in this position, because we know Tiffany Company is this great heritage brand, and here at this channel we obsess over heritage brands, not just in sort of like the old world of goods and products and how they can exist in in this space. But even, older NFTs, like I gotta say, like, the OGs of a year ago now, it's just like, oh gosh, where have they been? Well, they can do, I think, a lot of interesting things as well. CryptoPunk's no exception here. Old school brand, plus, old school NFT brand. And so when you have this collaboration, and we're going to get to how interesting this is so much more than just Yuga Labs and like them coming together like, oh, let's make jewelry and cool, we're going to sell it. So you have, the launch collection made up is 215 digital assets that grants holders the access to get the pendant. And so August 5th, pendants will be priced at 30 Ethereum and led by Alexandre Arnaud. Bonjour, mes amis. You guys are probably just waking up in Europe. Welcome. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Bienvenue. Tiffany is recently appointed Executive Vice President of Product and Communications. Former president of Remote. That's the crazy part. He was former president of Remoa. He's 29. I feel worthless right now. I'm like, what am I doing with my life when I read about really highly motivated people who are achieving great things, like yourself probably. Put in the comments just how much you're shaming me of how successful you are, like my mother. Together, collaborations and collaborators like Beyonce, Jay-Z, Halle Bieber, and Supreme come on to the storied 185-year-old American jewelry company. Tiffany Punk pendants began in early April. Then another physical example. And it's just, again, I love craft. So, I'll sit here and look at these posts and sort of, ogle over, the person that is really tough and badass and find themselves in the jewelry making business with tattoos. But, that's the thing, bringing in craftsmen to execute these things. And so, it looks amazing, and I'm sure it looks great. Let's go even further, because this is not just a collab with the companies and the brands. This is one of the biggest opportunities I've seen for holders of NFTs that I've seen since, Yuga Labs, what they're doing for Bored Apes. Because one of the aspects is that, parent company Larva Labs, is Larva Labs, are they just under Yuga? Somebody's got to put in the comments down below how that's working out right now. So Larva Labs or Yuga is not directly involved in this release. Instead, it is made possible by individual punk owners leveraging their IPs that they have, that Larva/Yuga gave them in the acquisition. That is pretty massive. And so giving them, the ability, again, not just to buy but you're leveraging your IP. So you're getting a VIG. So of that 30 ETH, you're getting probably a nice VIG, even if it's 10%. We're talking, 3 ETH. I don't know what the deal is, but that's like the IP that it's on. So at minimum, it's 10%. If I'm your agent, it's more like 25%. So there's this really fantastic subversion of not just dealing with the brands and it's just like, hey, do you want to do this as a holder? Yeah, that sounds cool. And having a brand, it does take a brand like maybe Larva and Yuga to say, hey, we want to bring opportunities to our holders in this way as we're developing our own bland brand, and they wanted to spark it up with something that's cool with another brand. And I think that that's the future of what I'm seeing, what the conversations I'm having with a lot of founders are. They want to build the brand, they want to collaborate with existing brands and give the value to the holders. Now, the punks look badass for having, we collab with, Tiffany and Co, because they made that setup in a sense. They had to have, been instrumental. But I think here they're saying like, oh yeah, it's not. let's get Alexandre on the show, because that's the thing is like, I don't think he's, going into the Discord like, hey, any of you punks want to like rock some sapphires and amethysts? I don't see that. I think it's more of a from what I'm seeing a lot of great projects that are building their brand by making these collabs, but giving the value back to the holders. It seems like this is one of those. If I'm wrong, hit me in the comment section. But this is what it should be. This is what it's like. As we have these rights as IP holders, please let us use them. And I think this is really a wonderful example of that. And again, I follow Alexandre Arnault because I think he's, and I suggest you do too. I'll put it in the comment section, a link to interesting people making great moves in this space and finding ways to make these collaborations while still not just jumping in like, hey, we want value, we want to take advantage of this space, but you're giving value in these collaborations to the holders. And I think that is the most important thing. And they found it here. And I do question, come on, let's walk it through even further. Who's gonna buy it? Like, okay, like I think there's a Tiffany's collectors thing. Of the 250, perhaps if you gave your IP, maybe you get a shot at getting yours because you're in like sort of this mint list, and maybe you get one. And it's also, what's cool is it's also an NFT as well as a pass, right? So it's like you have the NFT, you can get the thing and you can rock it. It's also a pass apparently to more Tiffany stuff, opening up the world of Tiffany's and having breakfast there as Audrey Hepburn would. You can too. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys on the next one.